So, this is the most unexpectedly tough Champions League tie we've had in a while. This could be make or break. This could be our last chance to take this club to new heights. Let's do it, shall we? What's up, guys? ChasingLamely here for episode number 99 of Passport to Poland, and I'm going to get my teeth in so we can do this properly. And as you can see, things are not going great. We're currently sitting 6th in the league after 6 games. We've already lost a couple of games, which is really unusual for us this early in the season. And if we look at the schedule, you can see it's not been going terribly well. If you've not been with us throughout the European campaign, we've been coming back more or less every other game. Started the season with a loss. Had a draw against Pogoń. We've just lost a game against Górnik, which was disappointing. Tomasz Szyndelar getting himself a goal, which was not ideal. But today we are playing Slavia Prague in the second leg of our Champions League playoff. We drew 0-0 with them last time. Jakub Šihák picking up an injury as well. So not going great. And also I think the squad we've got registered for this may not be our best squad. Although on paper, by far our best team, not our best squad. I haven't booted up the save for a few days, so I have no idea if we've got any transfers to report, which is interesting. I brought in a few old men just to help, as I do occasionally, just to help us to mentor the youngsters. So Martin Braithwaite, formerly of Charlton and Leganes, in real life, of course, plays for Barcelona at the moment. But yeah, we brought him in just to help kind of mentor some young strikers. Jonjo Shelvey came in to help mentor the midfielders a little bit because he felt like he'd be a good choice for it. He's never going to play a game for us, but it felt like he'd be a good option just to have mentoring some of the young players we've got coming through. James Rodriguez, who has appeared in Versus 4 for me, and I think appeared in the Arsenal beta for us as well. We've used him a few times. Really good mentors, though, and I think he's a good guy to sort of teach some more creative midfielders. He might actually get a game occasionally just because I really like him. Probably in the league more than the European competition. But just felt like he was going to be the guy to help us to mentor the more creative players. And Marcos Rojo, the former, of course, Manchester United defender, also played for Rennes and Sporting, and he's been around all over the place. The Argentine international. Again, just maybe to mentor a little bit some of the defenders, just see if we can improve them any. So yeah, just those were the kind of ins that I think I hadn't told you about in the last episode. And in terms of the going outs, there's just been a lot of youngsters going. Otar Kuhutek, the Czech midfielder left winger, we let him go because he was one of the guys I signed to see if I could kind of rig or gimmick the system where the board wanted Czech players, but I didn't really want any Czech players at the time, so he didn't make it and he's gone. Gaston Gomez, I think you knew had gone out on loan. If you didn't, you knew he was going. Same with Havel, I think we're pretty much caught up to where we were. Off the top of my head, so in today's match we are playing Slavia Prague in Wrocław. I don't know why I can't English today. We're on good form, but they've beaten us 2 of the 3 times they've played us, so our draw last time against them was actually the best result we've had. Last time we played Slavia, they were knocking us out of Europe. I don't know if there's a way still to see previous matches against the 2. Is there a thing? I feel like there used to be a thing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there used to be a thing where you could just click and you could see all the previous results you've had against them. Is there a stat pack? Nope. Briefing. I feel like there's a way of doing this, and I can't remember what it is to save my life. Do you have to go through schedule to get previous meetings still? Oh, you do. There we go. Yes, the last time we played them was sort of 4 years ago in a friendly. It was the beginning of this season in a friendly and we lost, and then we played in the beginning of a pre-season friendly in the 2001-2 season, and we lost. So we're definitely improving against them a little bit. So we'll see what happens. But in terms of today's team selection, it's really unchanged for now. I think that's pretty much where we're at as a squad. Because there's so few options with the European registration and whatnot. In terms of, guys like Lesniewski, he would almost never play under normal circumstances. Same with Pajakowski, he wouldn't play normally. Wawrzyniak, I think, has played a couple of games for us. Pietras occasionally features, so does Filet, but Konieczny I don't think I've ever used in a league game. I'm pretty sure I've never used him in a cup game either, but I might be wrong. He may have actually played for us at some point. He played one European fixture last season as a sub, I think, while I was just trying to see where he was at. And Staviarts has played quite a bit for us for a youngster, but he's certainly not good enough to be in the team. So, our starting lineup today is going to be Wilson, Brzezelski, Stewart, Black, Francis, Klima, Ribeiro, Jordao, Lis, Sindelar, and Sterling, with Silas Diego, Pushelski, Wozniak, Lopez, Bang, Pleshko, and Dostalek on the bench. I was tempted actually to use Sarnowski, but we need to win this game. And we finished 0-0 last time, so I need to kind of have what I feel like is my strongest 11 out. Francis obviously normally would start on the right, but with Shihak injured and Reece Devine unregistered, he's kind of the de facto third choice. Pachelski's done it for us before. I think he played the last game there for us. But it definitely feels like a Nick Francis at left back kind of situation today. Matisek is the guy I pointed out last time as being the one to watch. He's a really big star for the Czech national team. I've tried to sign him. I've really tried to sign him. I cannot find the money to bring him in, but as soon as I do, he may well be coming in. He looks stressed at being told to go and do it for the fans. Well, that's disappointing. We're going to expect a performance from Dave Black. Are we looking to do business at the transfer window? Maybe not. We'll see if anyone good comes up. They're unbeaten in 3 games. We need to end that record. Klaus has been banging in the goals in the Champions Cup so far. Do we have a plan to stop him? Yeah, we'll pretend we do. And David Avetisian has reigned supreme at the back. Can we throw off his game? We're going to have to. We've really got no choice. Let's skip this little pre-match thing. Dave Black, I didn't notice, is not completely fit. Neither is Sindelar, but we should be okay to get through it. I've got defenders on the bench. We've got options if we need them to replace just about anyone that needs replacing. It's not started terribly excitingly. We've had a shot on target, but we didn't see it, so it can't have been that great. Let's get creative, see if we can actually force something to happen. I do have a bid in the moment actually for a winger, which is unusual for me because I've not used a winger in about 5 seasons. But he's a French winger, he's 19 or so, and he looks really devastatingly good. Like, he's going to become a world-class left winger. So there might be a bit of a change in the system. That would mean Valdemar Lis would move out wide. And, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because that is his best position. Brzezelski making the hooked clearance there. Dave Black completely dropped the ball and let Klaus have it then. And that was not the one, kiddos. That was not the one. We didn't need that to happen. They've got themselves a corner. And I can't see who's taking it. Rasitsky is taking it. Let's get rid of this, please. Soucek's a really good player as well. He's definitely someone I'd have an eye on too. Francis with a throw in though. We've finally got an attack on camera. Francis, what can he do? Passes the ball inside to Klima. Klima over to Brzezelski. Brzezelski's got options around him. He looks a bit nervous. Klima to Lis. Lis back to Klima. Jordao picks up the ball back to Klima. Back to Ribeiro, to Klima, over the top to Brzezelski. Brzezelski's got options around him. Can he do something? Cuts it back to Ribeiro. Francisco Ribeiro gets himself his first goal of the season, and there will never be a better time for him to score a first goal of the season because we need to start building some momentum and start winning. Both in European competition and the league, actually, we need to start building up the momentum to get ourselves back on form, back in with a chance to win the league. The good news actually with the league this season, although it depends on how lenient the board are feeling because they expect us to win the league, the big thing is that because of our performances in the Champions League thus far, Poland now has 2 automatic European places. I think winner goes into the group stage automatically now, and second place will go into the qualifying rounds. I might be wrong. I think it's either that or we go straight into the playoffs if we win the league. But it does mean at least we have a second chance of Champions League football should this season not go terribly well, as Olejinka scores an absolute screamer from outside the box to level it and actually to put them ahead on away goals, which is going to be a big issue for us because we now need to score a second and ideally a third, and I don't know if we've got that in us, so we're going to have to try more creativity. Beautiful finish, like nobody in the world saving that. So we'll allow it, but we do need to see more. I need to see Sindelar stepping up as well. Valdemar Lis has got himself a corner. Can the Polish Messi start something? Ribeiro gets his head to it. just over the bar, and we're going to need to see our strikers really starting to step up sometime very soon, because it's just not working. It's not working right now. I don't like it terribly much. I'm still lucky, in fact, that I've still got, I've got, because I have Sterling, I can move out to the wing if I want to try wingers in this game. That's not the biggest issue in the world, but at the moment the biggest issue we have in the world is trying to get past Slavia Prague, who are not showing up, or who are showing us up, I should say. Kufal gets another thrown out wide. Mwepu, Francis gets it clear. He's not really comfortable on the left, but he's doing his best. And Valdemar Liss is through. He's going to go it alone. He looks like he's going to go it alone. The Polish Messi does go it alone. Probably chose poorly. Probably should have laid it off for Sindelar. But doesn't quite pull off what he needs to pull off. And the Get Creative shout has gone out again. Really just needs something to happen. I might actually have to change the system just to surprise them a bit. In fact, I say I might have to. I think I'm going to. I'm going to change. It's the first time I've changed system in so long. Do I still have that 5-3? I do have the 5-3-2 setup. That's beautiful. Okay, so we're going to put Liss on the right hand side. We're going to put Sterling on the left hand side. I'm going to take Sindelar off because he's not really performing, and send Josh Lopez up the middle. I know he can't play pressing forward, which is disappointing. He's really a poacher. I don't know if a poacher's really good. Let's try him as a complete forward on attack and let's see if that helps. It's a bit of a gamble, but we do need a goal. And it looks like we've got ourselves a corner. If we'll see it, we probably won't. We are going to see the corner. We're not going to see the corner. Okay, we almost saw the corner. We can still go back to the diamond if we need to. It's not the worst thing in the world. But we are going to need to demand more of them, I think, at this point, and really hope we see something out of them. Because I've not really got another option on the left wing. Francis, ball inside to Dave Black, doesn't quite get his head to it. He's not looking terribly. Nick Francis isn't looking terribly good. Neither of our fullbacks are looking strong today. They're not necessarily pulling off what we need. I'm going to send on Pachalski at left back. In the back of my head, I've got that thought of, can anyone here play left wing? I don't think Silas Diego can play left wing. Dostalek definitely can't play left wing. It's made things awkward. We've got a free kick though. Valdemar Liss is there deep, whips it in, doesn't really find his man, who was I think Francis who was aiming for. Stewart, ball forward to Liss. Liss, can he get the cross in? He can. Back post, and Josh Lopez is there with his 4th goal of the season to put us back ahead. And maybe moving Valdemar Liss out to the wing was the right move at the right time. Stewart picks it up just there. Has the presence of mind to find Liss, who's hung around out wide, who gets the cross in first time. Lopez with his head to the wall, and probably his first touch of the game since coming on. And Josh Lopez showing why we had such high hopes for him last season when he made his debut. Doing really well. I kind of want to take off Pajalski because I know I'm going to, if things go south, I'm going to want the legs on the wings, and I know that Pleshko can play right back very, very well. They are starting to tire as well, which is really helping us. The Slavia Prague team, all looking in 50s and 60s, definitely tiring us. Valdemar Liss comes off injured. That's not going to help us at all. I'm going to have to move Sterling inside and kind of make do. We can send someone on for the Liss if we have to go to extra time. I don't think we can do it immediately. No. Sterling, I think, does Shadow Striker pretty well. That's okay. We have to make the best of this. Klima, I think, is probably more happy as an anchor man. We'll do that just to add some sort of backup to the defence a little bit. We've still got our wide men in Pachelski and Pleshko, who are going to have to do a little bit more for us, but as long as we can see this out, we should be okay. We do a concentrate shout, hope that kind of keeps everyone on their toes. They're overwhelmed by being told to concentrate. We're in the last minute of added time, and we've just scraped through a 1-goal lead. It's enough to take us through, but that was far too close to comfort. Josh Lopez is today's hero. We've done okay. We've got the group play stage draw coming up before we play Sandecha. We may have our little French winger in as well before then, which would be nice, so we can kind of cut to the draw. I'll show you the guy we're bringing in. I say we're bringing in like it's definitely happening. Hopefully it's going to say just awaiting confirmation when I bring us to this screen. It's being very slow right now. Players in, a few of these guys except Vandenberg will come in as well, and a few trials. Did it get cancelled? Did it go to a future transfer? I don't know what's happened there. Hide inactive deals? Why is it hiding an inactive deal? I'm pretty sure that was going through. Galliotti. There we go. Francesco Galliotti from Monaco. He's playing in Monaco's reserves. 94 scout report. You look at the scout report on this guy, it's ridiculous. Like, he's already would be the best left winger in the squad, and he can actually do things inside. He's not completely useless inside as well. Definitely gives us options. But that 4.5 star potential is ridiculous. You look at the stats we've got on this kid as well, like already at 18, looking like turning into a fairly tasty player. We'd have to work on his pace as a winger, but he's looking like turning into a fairly tasty player already. And the best thing about this deal, the thing I like most about this deal, is that £2.6 million. That's a solid deal for a guy of that quality. There's some decent sized clubs in for him, Ajax and Vittoria Guimarães, Empoli, Napoli. Some good size looking at him, so he's potentially coming in. But I'm just going to cut now, and we'll come back in just a second for the Champions League draw, so stick with me. So we're back now, Champions League group stage draw. Let's see who we end up facing. Hopefully not too many giant teams this time, but we'll see how it goes. From the pool of first seeds, you can see the choices of Liverpool, Barcelona, Tottenham, Porto, PSG, Inter, Bayern and Ajax. I'm pretty safe saying from that group I would quite like either Ajax or Porto. From the second C group we have Man United, Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, Juventus, Man City, Real Madrid, Lyon and Red Bull Leipzig. Interesting that a lot of the teams who are currently in the semi-finals of the Champions League this year are in the second pot. And actually that pot looks harder than the first pot. I think it's safe to say I'd like Red Bull Leipzig from that pot. From the third seeds, Napoli, Monaco, Benfica, Sevilla, Roma, Borussia Dortmund, Schalke and Celtic. I can safely say that I would take Celtic, Sevilla or Schalke from that group, happier than most of the other teams. And look at the low ranking for Borussia Dortmund, and they're Borussia Dortmund. That's terrifying. And in the fourth seed pot, of course, it's going to be us in there. So we will avoid Red Bull Salzburg, Olympiacos, Bâle, Genk, Zenit, Braga, and Dinamo Minsk, who are the sort of newcomers to the group stage from Belarus. So let's do the automatic draw, see where we shake out. It's annoying that it does the first pot first rather than the last one, but Tottenham go into Group A, Bayern in Group B, Liverpool in Group C, Porto in Group D, Barca in Group E, Inter in Group F, PSG in Group G, which means that Ajax will be in Group H, so we would like to be in Groups D or H. So we'll see how things start shaking out. Atletico, Tottenham, Bayern, Real, that's a big old game. Liverpool, Lyon, big game. Man City get lucky with Porto. Barca, Man United, Inter, Leipzig, Chelsea with PSG and Ajax with Zebra, and suddenly H and D become significantly less exciting to be in. So let's take a second, and once we get to the end of the third draw, there we go. Right, give that a stop. So looking at the groups, Porto and Schalke are still in there. City will win that group easily. That's a good place for us to be. So is Group H, actually, because I think we could follow Juventus out of the group if we had Ajax and Celtic to compete with. Otherwise, the rest of the groups all look a bit awful. Maybe there's a chance we could sneak out of Group C, but we'll see how it goes. So let's do the draw slowly, see where we shake out. Group A, Dinamo Minsk. I mean, they were never going to get through, but what a group for them. Group B, Bâle. Okay. Group C, remember I said, would be acceptable, so let's see who gets put in there. Zenit St. Petersburg. Okay, so we're hoping on Group D or H now. Who's going into Group D? Red Bull Salzburg. Okay. So we just have to be the last people out the pot. Alright, no pressure. Fail. Barca, Man United and Napoli. Well, at least it'll bring some good end of season traffic to the channel, I guess. It's the first time we've played an English side in Europe. Um, and it's Man United, Barca and Napoli. Man United, I think, have been pretty dominant in the English leagues, actually. Oh no, they've not actually won. I thought they'd been winning everything, but they just keep finishing second, which is still no mean feat. So we've got Man United, who have been staying second in the Premier League, Barca, who have been essentially champions on and off. The lowest they finished is third since the game started. No pressure. Napoli are just consistently second, third, or fourth at all times in Serie A. And Neil Lennon's managing. Oh wow. Okay, this should be good. Right. So there we go. Confirmation of the Group E draw. We'll leave that on the screen just before I don't know how to do that. That's fine. Right. So let's wrap up the episode, shall we? Before things go awfully wrong. So, as always, guys, the social medias live below. You can find me on Twitter, Insta, and Patreon. Where I'm ChasingLamely. Please don't, while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe buttons. Make sure you do that. Ring the bell so you can see whichever of those games comes up first. I'm not going to know which game comes up first till after I finish recording because I decided not to have a look before I did it. So it's a mystery. We're coming back on Wednesday. For episode 100, by the way. For episode 100, we start the Champions League draw. Hopefully it's Man United, I'm not going to lie, or Barca. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you for watching. As always, I've been ChasingLamely. Have a good